What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Nemesis. It feels like it's been far too long since I got to see one of these matchups. Luckily, we've got a good one here heading into the Challenger League, and I am joined by none other than the future Challenger, perhaps, slash co-caster slash my good friend. What's going on, Magic?
Not much, as long as Mr. Rockerman doesn't change the boundaries. I got Challenger on my mind. I'm almost there. So looking good, feeling good. Just got reverse swept. So hopefully I get an uplifting match here in a nice 5 game series.
Yeah, that would be nice. If we could see another reverse sweep, that would be fantastic. Another game five. Always love the content. But for this one, we got Dissolved sitting there at 10-4, taking on Venom at 9-5. Very close race and a very, very important matchup, Magic, as this match very well could end up deciding some standings here.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's getting around that time where these towards the top teams really need to get every win they can. Because I mean, you're gonna find yourself in the play-in bracket if you don't secure some of these big time games like this. And both these teams kind of on a hot streak coming into the break. They both finished out with a pretty respectable win before heading into Christmas break. I think one of them beat Assassins, the other one beat Drake. So both these teams with two pretty good wins. I mean, Assassins and Drake's on the higher side of the power rankings. So I mean, both teams probably feeling themselves and ready to prove that they're superior heading into playoff time.
Absolutely, and no better time than the present. You really want that high seed, so it makes your life a little bit easier heading off into the playoffs. And obviously, if you have to, you'll make it into the play-in bracket, but you really don't want to face that. With that being said, though, we are a little bit behind schedule. Real quick, I would like to shout out Chipmunk Man, the man himself, the Chipmunk, for 18 months of subscription. That's absolutely insane. It blows my mind to think that Nemesis has even been around for 18 months, but he's been here since the beginning, so big shout out to him. And yeah, right before we get into this one, I'd just like to ask for your prediction here, Magic. Who do you think's gonna take it?
I'm rocking with Cram and Venom. I think I don't know. I feel like I got to go with him. And Crammy Whammy, he's rocking the new name, and I'm going to Venom in 5 games.
Venom in 5. Well, you heard it here first. We'll see if that does come to pass. I have to admit, Cram is definitely going to be someone to look out for. The man's a ranked grinder. I think is he at 1600, I believe.
He's nuts, and I mean, he was like prospect last season. He's finding himself climbing very fast. So definitely look out for him in the series.
We'll have to see. Definitely one of those players we're going to keep an eye on heading into this game number one. Grav taking early possession. Gonna have already a play right off the bat. Goes for the flip reset. The mechanical plays already coming out. You can see these players have taken this break seriously and they're ready to get back into the action. A nice block there from Moxon, but almost a follow-up from Grav. They've pushed forward a little bit much so as that net's going to be open and RL Aspect and Flame Intruder on the counterattack.
Can't tell if this was just a really unlucky bounce or a weird 50. Like he was just a good read by a Flame Intruder. I mean, RL Aspect's wherever he has to be to claim probably the easiest goal he's going to get all series. So just like that, Dissolve's going to take a nice early lead.
That's a great turnaround there from Dissolved. Kind of had an awkward play in their own half, but were able to bait in the Venom roster and secure a goal on the other end of things. Definitely can't be committing too hard if you can't get back in time. But for now, it's only one goal, not even a minute gone. Really won't be too upset by this so far, as that one's going to go center. Another opportunity for Dissolved, and right off the bat, they're already pounding this defensive Venom.
Yeah, and Grav having to really come in and help Cram out there. He was flat-footed. I don't know if he had much boost. So Grav came out of nowhere and cleared it to the corner, and it really relieves a lot of the pressure here. And the demo right there probably puts it back on for the most part. But we'll see if Venom has all they need to really survive all the pressures. The shots keep raining through.
And wow, it seems like Dissolved really came to play. We saw a little bit of a team pinch say that one's going to float towards the net. Not quite fast enough, but still, the assault from this Dissolved roster is palpable. You can tell that they want another goal. And it looks like they might be on their path to getting it if they could just be a tiny bit more accurate. That one going to be shut down by Grav, though. On the other end of things, Flame forced to make a nice touch. Gets that one slightly away from danger, but Milk still keeping it in, and now a shot opportunity, and that one will be good. Pram put in one home for Venom.
This is probably the slowest shot you're going to see probably the entire series. 31 miles an hour. I mean, it doesn't have to be pretty. Moxon, he tried to pre-jump it. Really, the slow shot is probably what got them the goal. If he banged that, it was probably just gonna be saved by the pre-jump. So I'll call it a good read and a very aware situational presence by Cram to slot that one in.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you don't need the fastest shot. You just need one that's on target. And definitely one that'll catch the defense off of surprise, but Grav there looking for the double touch. Almost connected with it. Wasn't quite fast enough. That one's rolling towards the net as well. Venom starting to turn things around a little bit here. As they're finding their way into the pressure plays. That one's going to be off the backboard. A tough read, but neither the defender nor the offensive attacker can make the touch. That was definitely an opportunity for Venom there. Instead, on the other end of things, Grav making an awkward touch. The ball's still in front of their net, and Moxon can't get the touch either. Venom narrowly escaping danger here.
Graham had a wide open field. The ball just, he passed up the ball. He's like, wait, someone help me. You gotta get in a panic, but they do get out of the situation. But I mean, really, that could have been a counterattack opportunity there. But I mean, the ball just passed him up a little bit as Flame Intruder is gonna capitalize on the eventual mistake and take the lead back dissolved.
And that's a bit of an interesting play there. Just a poor 50. Flame Intruder pre-flipping to get this touch. I really don't think he had to, but ends up working out beautifully. And a little bit of a interesting game one here. Looks like, to me at least, Venom is just kind of panicking on defense when they aren't being threatened that much.
Yeah, neither team can really tell who's like playing better right now. It looked like Venom had control to start. Dissolve scored. Looked like Venom was bouncing back and then Dissolve's back on top again. So, I mean, I don't know if Venom just doesn't know if they want to be good today or not. But they look like they have so much promise whenever they're actually playing like they can. And they kind of start to suffocate Dissolve. But the pressure from Dissolve is all that you can really see right now as they have the lead so far.
That lead does feel a bit tentative as Venom quick on another attack. Can't quite find it. And now it is Dissolved once again. Moxon gets a weak flick. Won't be able to get past the defender. But Dissolved are doing well to hold on here. Only a minute and a half remaining, but that touch might not be the best. Now Cram will have an opportunity. Takes to the sky, but dunked out. It's a good 50 through, yet RL aspect going to be there. And not the best touch from Cram. Looks like he wanted to get away from the defender, but instead passed it. And this attack is going to favor Dissolved once again.
Yeah, and Moxon starts it off over to Aspect. He had an opportunity, but it's probably best that he missed because you can see Grab thought that was in. And in the right place, right time is Moxon back into the play. Didn't leave after the pass. He stayed around, and he's going to capitalize and give Dissolve a 2-0 lead that feels really controlling at this point because Venom's goals have not really been all over the place. Kind of just that one is all they're holding on to right now.
They'll need another two in quick succession if they want a chance of this one. First, they have to stop giving Dissolve these opportunities, though. I hate to say it, but it seems like at least two of these goals were just because of missed reads that really shouldn't be getting through that often. Now they've got some catching up to do. Moxon looks to take this one in the corner. Cram can't make the touch. The pre-flip from Moxon, and the ball's saved off of their own post, but Venom's still struggling in these defensive positions, and I don't know, maybe it's just the holiday rust that we're seeing here.
Yeah, they look like they're very slow to a lot of these balls, and I mean, really just some poor decision making when they have some chances. But I mean, you got to expect that. These guys probably haven't played every single day since the end of the last week we were here. So, I mean, I'm sure going into game 2 and 3, you'll see a little more action. But maybe this one's not over yet. As Grav, I mean, he has something to say about this one going away, and he's gonna put that one home.
And that's the kind of plays that we want to see from Venom. Cram follows up that air dribble beautifully, gets a nice 50 on the backboard, and allows his teammate Grav to take a pretty easy shot, all things considered. Now, though, still 18 seconds on the clock. Venom going to have to make something happen very quickly here, and that is not the read that you want to see from Grav, missing the ball entirely. Moxon coming through. The shot is not fast enough, and now this is a little bit awkward for Dissolved. Grav tries to get it past one. A nice block from the defender, and that ball should be touching the floor. Dissolved gonna take game 1, but I'm a bit skeptical of how commanding of a victory that was.
Yeah, I feel like Venom was on their way to scoring at the end right there. If Moxon did just dust the attacker to really just down that before it got too dangerous. So, I mean, maybe that was signs of life from Venom showing through at the end there. They look like they're starting to come alive, but I mean, they had some times like that during the game. And they kind of just fell flat just 5 seconds later. So, I'm still not sure what to make of this roster right now. If they get it going and really wake up before it gets too late. feel like we could have a series in our hands, but dissolved. I mean, they'll be happy to take the game one without really too much of a hassle. They kind of just took what Venom gave them, nice pressure, and they're gonna claim a pretty nice game one heading into game two. They have a not too much control, but they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, Dissolved will be happy to come off with that first game victory. Venom, we saw moments of something like brilliance from them on the offensive side of things, but really just looked like they fell apart at certain times on defense, and you can feel the inconsistency from them. Like I said, they have to wake up before it's too late here, or else Dissolved are not going to let them get an easy win. That's almost a nice shot from Grav, barely bouncing off the post. It won't quite be good enough. As another one goes on target from Milk, and that one might just float in. It's hovering over. The defender could not read it, and a nice little goal to start things off for Venom here.
I don't know how Moxon didn't touch that ball. That was crazy. Like he was like phasing through the ball, and I mean, Doak's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna argue. I'm just gonna finish this off. And I mean, Venom, they didn't really prove anything yet, but they did capitalize off mistakes. That's a good place to start.
Yeah, that was an interesting missed touch for sure from Moxon. It kind of looked like midair he got scared of the ball, like he had a flashback to getting hit in the face by a baseball in baseball practice some while ago and was like, oh god, no, I can't get hit again. And then he just dodged out of the way. But you know, mechanical mistakes are always going to happen. Obviously, he did intend to get a touch, just couldn't find it. Now they are 1 goal down, but game is far from over. That one's off the backboard to Dissolved once again. Flame gets a nice touch, and the fake from Moxon, this time a little bit more useful than on the goal line. But Cram still stays patient, gets it past 2. RL trying to slow play himself, but that ball's going to be 50'd off the backboard. And there's a nice read from Moxon, getting up quickly before the attacker has any chance to strike. This ball will be sent across. Huge 50 into the middle. Might be a tough ball to read, but Grab gets there first, puts it on target. Flame in the perfect position to save that one, and it looks like things are speeding up a bit here in game 2. Oh, never mind.
At least he didn't say things are starting to slow down, because I mean, it looks like Flame Intruder wants to get the pace rolling a little bit, as he's just gonna capitalize off another missed touch. Neither team is really wowing me at all right now, but they are just immediately peaking whenever the other team messes up and just scoring instantly. So I really don't know what's happening right now. I can't tell which team's feeling it right now, but it looks like we have a long series ahead of us.
You know, it might be neither team right now. Well, we can blame it on the stream nerves combined with the post-holiday rest. Either way, like you said, it seems like they are capitalizing well off of the opposition's mistakes, just not prepared for their own teammates' mistakes right now. As Moxon tries to get this one centered once again, completely shut down by Cram. And RL Aspect will roll that one away. It wasn't the best touch, but he does manage to get a bump. Now Milk, forced to dribble this one to the corner. Gonna try to get it past. Gets it past the first defender. And that ball will be sent towards the middle. Cram with a nice 50. Might be on target. That one's going to go in off of the double commit, but you know, a goal's a goal, and we will see Venom in the lead.
I thought his teammate touched it here, but I guess not. No, Cram just able to find the touch when no one else could. The double commits have been kind of sketchy. There's been a couple by Grav and Cram. I'm not sure if that was Grav and Cram. I thought it was, but it doesn't matter either way. You want to avoid that because, I mean, if that would have been blocked, that's probably a goal the other way. So I'm still not convinced with either one of these teams right now, really.
Yeah, you know, you usually don't want a double commit because it leaves your defenses open, but hey, if you score, you know, it's a good play, right? The outcome is what matters, not how you get there. Either way, a nice passing play coming out from Dissolved. Looking like they found something resembling chemistry in their offense, as that one was a tough play to deal with, but Venom stays alive. 2 players up from Dissolved to deal with this backboard hit. Well, luckily for them, there's no one there from Venom to capitalize. RL Aspect trying to send this one on target. That's a soft touch. The Milk will be the first there. Dealing with it effectively. Another center ball and another misread, although RL Aspect going to recover after realizing that the defender missed. Able to get that one going. And so far, it just feels like we're seeing a lot of inconsistency, like no one knows how to deal with what's happening in the lobby right now.
Yeah, it's looking like Rust, but it's mostly looking like stream nerves. I think both teams And they don't really want to make a play, so they're kind of just sitting back, and that's really what's causing mistakes. They're not playing like they normally do, and just the unfamiliarity of the situation, of how they're playing, it's really just messing with them. And right now, it looks like Cram is topping the leaderboards and doing everything he can, but everybody else in the lobby is looking very slow and kind of nerve filled. So hopefully they can, clean things up heading into game three, because I mean, no matter who wins this game, I just want to see both teams clean it up right now.
Yeah, most definitely. You do have to imagine if Dissolved wins the game, though, it's going to be extra tough for Venom to come back, especially with the inconsistencies that we've been seeing. Not impossible by any means, but that bump there is not going to be it. The net was open, but the shot is not good, and disaster on the Venom defense, but disaster on offense for Dissolved as well. Nothing seems to be going right. Dissolve still needs a goal to try and bring this one to an even balance. This could be the opportunity. Moxon to the center. Cram makes a crucial touch, and Venom stays alive, but they have to stay alive for 25 more seconds. That one's going to go high. Grav has to make the touch. He can't. Milk's there, and the pass across was good, but RL Aspect just not ready for it. 15 seconds to go, and the ball will not leave Venom's half. Cram trying to change that. Gets a light touch. Milk with the follow-up. And now Dissolve's last chance. 5 seconds to make something happen, but they have to communicate. Both players just drive past the ball. That one's going to stay up, but as long as Venom can just put this ball down, might be easier said than done. Milk gets a touch. Flame Intruder going to have to try and do something with this one, keeping it up. Cram gets a touch as well. That's two defenders, but the ball will hit the floor, and Venom barely staying alive in the final seconds, but they maintain their lead, and they bring to the series to an even 1-1.
Yeah, they hate to keep dogging on them, but man, you can just imagine if Venom just starts to play like they can, they could blow up Dissolved with all the whiffs that we're seeing right now. Like, as the time hit zero, you could see just the confusion and the lack of communication. They had a lot of space to make an attack and maybe tie the game up, but I mean, neither one of them wanted to be the guy to take the ball into their control. It ended up being their demise, and I mean, just like that, Venom's gonna tie it back up heading into game three. But I don't know. I've seen a lot of whiffs, and I'm not really sure at all who's taking this game three. I wanna say Cram's gonna keep the ship rolling and stay in control, but I feel like it's Venom's turn to make mistakes.
Well, you know, we've talked about Cram a lot, but who is the player for you that needs to step up on Dissolved and try to bring back this consistency? Because like you said, things just aren't really working out. They're making a lot of errors. Who needs to be that stone to try and help Dissolved regain their confidence?
I feel like it's Moxon. In that game one, he was just dusting kids, being the first to a lot of these balls, but in that game he was a lot more quiet, and you really just didn't feel his presence. So if he can turn it on, I think the rest of the roster kind of just fuels off of that, and able to find some energy and get things rolling. So I'm looking at Moxon, but both the other guys have the capability to really be that spark as well.
Absolutely, and we've seen it from almost every player on the field. They have the ability to make these plays. They're just making some crucial mistakes that seem uncharacteristic for both of these teams. Moxon will get a beat there. RL Aspect trying to find another one. Gets beat by the defender. This will send the ball into Dissolve's half. Flame taking a nice 50. Going to have an awkward air dribble to work with. That one's out once again, and the shot from Grav is good. It looks like Venom are slowly starting to find their shooting, and this could spell disaster for Dissolved.
Yeah, Flame tried to, go all the way to that ball. If he would have just drove the backboard, that was the freest bang he's probably going to get the entire series. So it really just beat himself there by trying to fly up to it with probably the 20 boost he had. It ends up being a goal, but it's not on him completely. Is that ball really just doesn't need to be there, and it just took them forever to get it out. So Venom, once again, a nice shot, but it's Dissolved who are really giving him the chance to get these goals right now.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of unforced errors from both sides, but Venom has cleaned it up slightly here in game number 4. Oh my goodness. Or game number 3, excuse me. As that was almost a crazy play. Coming out, that one sent middle. Grav clears it. And once they've started to get these clears, they've looked a lot more comfortable on defense, and they've looked a lot more comfortable in the midfield this game so far.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like they're starting to calm down a little bit. And Milk, with a hell of a reach right there to get that out of danger. But I really want to see Venom just step on the gas here and close this series out before it even gets to being over. I mean, going up 2-1 is not the end of the series, but you can definitely feel like they're in complete control. And if they can run away with this game, I feel like the air will be let out of Dissolved's comms, and I mean, we'll start to see those mistakes pile up even more.
Yeah, if you're dissolved, you really don't want to let this game 3 get away from you. You have to feel that the chances are much better not heading into even a game 5. They can just keep this commanding lead. There's still a lot of miscommunication I'm seeing from Venom's side of things. They got a nice save there, but really shouldn't have been put in that spot in the first place. Still, the double commit, and this one could just be completely open, but RL Aspect completely misses a touch. He didn't even really have to shoot that one on target. Could have looked for a pass or something like that. Grab is up for this one. Oh my goodness. Almost reads it perfectly. I think he was trying to pass that one down just a tiny bit away from his teammate. But Venom, Venom certainly looks, I'd say, a fair bit more comfortable here in this game number 2, or a fair bit more confident, I should say.
Yeah, I think the streamers might have calmed down. They're literally pre-jumping. So, I mean, you're up 1 right now. It's not like you have to have something happen, but I respect it. And I don't want to dog on Dissolved anymore. I just want to see them fix the mistakes.
No.
But I mean, maybe I should just stop, because when I try to be nice, you know. I mean, it just keeps happening. And at this point, you kind of feel bad for them, because it's just little things like that just keep piling up, and they can't get away from the mistakes.
And that one's tough because the defender there wasn't even in that bad of a spot to save the ball. He got a good touch, and if he had just gone maybe a backflip or a slightly higher pop, there would have been no danger, but unfortunately gets one of the worst touches that he could in that position, and because of that, Dissolved will now be down 2. Have to try to just look forward now. Flame Intruder going for the ceiling shot. Milk with an incredible read, and this sort of chaotic playstyle that we're seeing from Venom. I can't remember if this is how they usually play, but regardless, they definitely look like they are in more control, even if it's just because they're confusing Dissolved into submission.
Yeah, a lot of double commits right now from Dissolve, but I mean, Venom is starting to look a lot better than they did in the previous games. They look a lot more comfortable, and as you said, yes, they probably do play like this every game. Once they get comfortable, they're probably just pre-jumping, because why not? I mean, if that's how you succeed, then so be it. And right now, they don't have to look too fancy. They kind of just have to take what Dissolve's giving them. But I mean, if Dissolve takes away the whiffs, I mean, it really starts to communicate better. We might have a series, but still waiting to see it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've said it before, but Dissolved is still getting plenty of opportunities to make attacks happen. They just have to be more accurate and try to mitigate the amount of mistakes they're making defensively and offensively. It looks like this game might have gone away from them, but they still are not out of it quite yet. Venom will be going up 2 games, excuse me. Sorry, I just got mesmerized by that double tap that almost was hit by Cram, but that's going to be a third one. The game has been over for a few seconds, most likely, but just to seal the deal.
Yeah, Milk needs to get on the board. You know, he needs to even out everybody has 1 goal thing, everybody has 1 assist. So Venom's feeling good right now, and their confidence is probably peaking heading into Game 4. They got a chance to close the series out before Dissolve wakes up.
Yeah, and they'll definitely want to take advantage of that. On the other hand of things, Dissolved, we've talked about a lot. They just need to try to limit the mistakes, but how exactly can they do that? I know sometimes when you're in comms, you get down on yourself, things aren't going your way. What can they do to try to pick it up, turn this around into at least taking it to 5 games?
I mean, the double commits are probably the main thing, as well as, I mean, RL Aspect. I don't want to single out the guy, but I've seen a bunch of whiffs when he has like really just clear bang opportunities and just can't find the touch, and then just the pressure stays on for Venom. Then, so I mean, they got to take what Venom is giving them, because it's not like Venom's just playing the best Rocket League ever. I mean, they're making a lot of mistakes, but I mean, you don't have to do crazy goals to beat this Venom roster. You kind of just have to fix your own mistakes. Maybe look for some passing plays and really just get the vibe in the comms a little more lively. I'm not sure how it sounds, but I have a feeling it's pretty down right now. As they're not looking too hot, but I really would love to see them turn around and fix the mistakes heading into Game 4. I mean, Forbidden Temple, you never know. Maybe they're just gonna Brazil Venom right here.
Yeah, it only takes 1 game to get back into the swing of things. And Dissolve just has to keep that optimism high. They're still not out of it. Plenty of Rocket League left to be played as Milk gonna try to center this one. The aggression from Venom continuing. That one's a shot. Not quite on target, but still difficult for the defender to deal with. Grab with an awkward 50. Going to get another touch. Hits it off of Milk. More interesting plays coming out from this Venom roster, and it looked like a little bit of a fake there from Dissolve. This one's going to bounce high, actually. Moxon could have a chance, but Milk, it's a nice block. Barely there, just in time to send it clear. The ball will be sent back in Dissolve's half. Not if RL Aspect has anything to say about it. That one will be pinched clear once again. Slow play not working out. Ball still sitting awkwardly in the Venom half. If RL Aspect can just get a pass here, decides to turn around and go for the back pass. May have been the right decision as two players lunging in from the Venom roster, allowing another opportunity for Dissolved. And they're definitely getting some chances here. There's one that they'll be able to convert. RL Aspect taking advantage of this one.
All right, I believe in the Brazil. I mean, if they Brazil this game, I mean, everybody in Twitch chat probably has to sub. That's probably the deal. Because I mean, you got to start somewhere, and it took them a minute to get the one. But I feel like Dissolve, they're looking a little better, and it looks like Venom's starting to panic a little bit on defense. So things are looking up for Dissolve a little bit here.
Yeah, it seems like the main issue from Venom is that they just kind of get impatient. You could see there once again. Oh my, how is this one escaped the net? Grab still might put it in, but he can't get the double touch. The follow-up from Milk is no good. And now Dissolved will have an opportunity to re-coordinate. They do so well as Moxon gets that through. I don't know how that wasn't a goal, but Dissolved will certainly be happy to see it staying out of their net. Now 3 minutes left, they're still leading. So they're going to try to take control here. Moxon, I think he meant to follow that one, but accidentally backflips. Luckily, Flame is there for the 50 in the midfield. Turning once again, getting this pass, but Milk should have a free ball here. Gets it past one. Tries to get another touch. Can't quite make it happen, though. This ball is bouncing off the sidewall quite a bit. Not sure exactly who this is favoring. Seems like either team can make the best touch possible or just completely give up an advantage in a matter of a second. We'd expect nothing less from Forbidden Temple, but so far, Dissolve doing well to hold on to this lead. If they can just keep focusing on not making those mistakes, I mean, they're going to be perfectly fine in this game.
Yeah, and I just want to give some credit to Flame Intruder because even in their not so good games, I feel like he's been looking pretty good. I haven't really noticed him making a lot of these mistakes. So, I mean, I don't want to dog on the whole team when Flame Intruder is playing some really good Rocket League right now. And in this Game 4, it may not be him making all the crazy plays, no goals yet, but he's making his presence felt for sure. As Venom's finally starting to get some pressure here, but the counterattack comes through very quickly, and Dissolve's going to get out of that before it gets dangerous at all.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with your assessment of Flame Intruder. He seemed to have been the rock for Dissolved in the games in the game they've won so far, and even the games they've lost. He's been playing very smartly, trying to take good 50s, slowing the ball down quite a bit, but controlling it when he knows he has the opportunity, and that's just going to be a free ball. Good communication there from the Dissolved roster.
You can hear the comms right here. Leave it, leave it, leave it, because Flame Intruder just flips out of the way, or didn't even flip. He just did everything he can to get out of the path of the shot, and the open net is just as free as it gets for Aspect. And Dissolve finally woke up, and you can see the coordination. It's finally back. And now Venom, you're probably feeling a little nervous because Dissolve's here, and they didn't close the series out in time.
Yeah, you know, the main difference, there have still been quite a few opportunities for Venom. I can't lie. They should have scored at least twice in this game so far. But they haven't been able to capitalize on that, and the mistakes from Dissolved have not been as grand, and in fact, their offense looks more alive than ever. Now they're going to go up 3 goals.
I mean, Flame Intruder had an open net, but I don't think he realized that until he cleared it downfield and saw there's nobody in his way. So good job to readjust where the ball was going and get a pass out of that. I mean, that was very close to just being no goals coming out of that situation, but they do capitalize on a hat trick for Aspect after we were kind of just dogging on him a little bit in that last game. He's starting to pop off a little bit here and give his team some life, and looking forward to head, oh my gosh, can I talk? Looking forward ahead to Game 5. I mean, I'm pretty confident that Aspects turned it on, and that's probably the reason Dissolve's looking good.
Yeah, and it does look like they're going to take this game number 4 here, sending it into game 5, where they will have the momentum, but really, this series still feels like it could go either way. That one's going to be a close call for Dissolve, but they managed to keep it out, and every single save from here on out just takes them seconds closer to victory. But if you're Venom, it's probably about that time to start thinking about how you're going to try and convert this game number 5. I said once already, but they still had a ton of opportunities in this game number 4. They just couldn't manage to get those open nets with any of their shots. So going to the next one, I mean, I think they just need to slow down a little bit and recognize when they do have those free shots and try to place them better.
Yeah, and you can see even on the goal, the double commit from Dissolved. I mean, that could have easily pinched out and been a goal for Venom. And it's stuff like that. I mean, if it happens in Game 5, but it happens the alternate way, maybe this completely flips and Venom just blows them out. So, I mean, Dissolve's playing well, but you can see the mistakes are still there, and there's still chances for Venom to capitalize. But I don't know. I predicted Game 5, and I really wanted that Game 5, and here we are as Venom. They couldn't seal a deal before Dissolve came online, but they're here, and we're going to Game 5 with both teams locked and loaded and fully online.
And here we are. The second game 5 of the night, second game 5 of the stream, the second matchup on stream for the week. And we're starting things off strong here. I'm glad we got to see it. You know, we didn't quite see the Brazil from Dissolved. 4-0, though. Still a very respectable scoreline for them. Definitely what you need to bounce back after a pair of tough losses. And now heading into game 5, it really still feels like it's anyone's game. The scoreline was pretty dominant for Dissolved, but Venom seemed to just let go of the throttle, and they really can't afford to do that again heading into this one. They have to try and bring out their best work. You know, one thing we always talk about, I haven't seen either of these teams. I can't even remember a demo that anyone on either of these teams has gotten. It seems like the play has been very hands off, and if you can throw in a little bit of chaos, especially in Game 5, you gotta be much better for it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think I've seen a single demo the entire series, and I'm excited for this one. I'll even say this. I'll make a deal with you. If Venom wins, I'll gift a sub, but if Dissolve wins, you gotta gift a sub. How you feeling about that?
What? I'm not taking that bet.
Oh, come on. Why you don't want Venom to win? You don't think
I
about
can't
it?
gamble. It was only 15 years ago where I lost my life savings to betting on horses, so can't go back
Years
down that
ago.
path.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was 7 years old. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Regardless of that, we've got some Game 5 action to get into. No idea who's going to take this one. It's been so back and forth all day. Both teams battling it out, but here it is on Champions Field where it will all be determined. And if Venom wins this, and something we didn't mention actually, but if Venom wins this and the Assassins happen to lose today, then they clinch their division and they'll be the number 1 seed, at least in their division, going into playoffs. So this could be absolutely huge for them. They are definitely going to want to get this win, but first they have to get past Dissolved, and this is no easy feat. In some back and forth plays so far. Neither team wanting to concede possession. You can see there, Dissolve's players both just sitting back very far. They do not want to give up this first goal. Here comes Moxon taking a brave 50 in the midfield, going to give an opportunity, but Cram takes a light shot towards net, and that's not really the kind of shots that we want to see out of Venom. We know they're capable of so much more, but so far, Magic, a pretty uneventful game, as it seems like it's just been tossing possession back and forth.
Yeah, very uneventful, but you can feel both these teams are playing a lot faster and really a lot smarter than they were in the first few games. I mean, they both just look like they're more comfortable than they were earlier on, and that's what you want to see, especially in a game 5 when the nerves are probably higher than ever. They seem like they found their footing and really starting to turn things on here. But it's going to come down to probably one goal at this rate because both teams' defense is just locked up. But the pressure starting to ramp up here as Dissolve's trying to get that first punch here in this crucial game 5.
They have managed to maintain a lot of pressure, getting this ball off the backboard repeatedly. Eventually there will be a missed read, and there it is from Cram. That one's just going to go in, and Moxon strikes first in game 5.
A beautiful read by Aspect there. And Cram, I don't think he was ready for that hit at all. As he kind of had to adjust out of nowhere. I mean, Venom. I mean, Assassins look like they just swept motion, and Venom's starting to slip away here a little bit. So, I mean, things are not really looking Venom's way right now. But hopefully, they can find, a little bit something, get them back in this game because their offense is looking pretty dead right now.
I'll have to try to find that something quick, as now it's been over a game and a half since they scored last. 4-0 scoreline in the last one, and they might have been reminded of that not scoring in this game 5 either. The pressure is on them more than ever right now. They might have to defend once again. Double commit coming out. Dissolve can be quick, might be able to make something happen, but grab with a nice touch. That one will be sent over to Flame Intruder. Moxin and Flame, a little bit of miscommunication there. Looked like they weren't sure who exactly to take the ball, but now it will be Venom flicking this one out. There's only one defender back. RL Aspect trying to make it to the backboard. This touch is very awkward, going to be dangerous. No one from Venom can make it there in time, though. That's a huge touch. RL Aspect gets another, but then gets bumped off the play by his teammate. And, the defense is not traditional by any sort of means, but so far it's working for Dissolve. They're still avoiding getting scored on.
It's like they're just throwing everything at the ball and hoping the ball goes the other way from their net right now. And I mean, who are we to judge? They haven't allowed a goal in game 4 or 5, so maybe they know the start we don't, and they're just throwing bodies at the ball, and still they can't find their way into the back of the net. So I don't know, but Venom has a minute left to try to wake up here before this game slips away and the series slips away. They had so much control of. They let Dissolve figure things out. And now they're in the back foot here with just a minute to go.
Time is running thin, but still Venom has to try to stay calm, collected, and not let opportunities like that. RL Aspect, 2 open nets missed for Dissolved, and they haven't gone up 2. The hopes for Venom are still alive, but they have to calm down. They can't panic like they're doing right now.
Gosh.
They can't allow these free plays. Cram, forced to make the touch. Cut off by Flame Intruder once again, but Grab's going to get this one free. Might have an opportunity. Can't follow it. 20 seconds left. Venom has to get something going right now if they want to keep their hopes alive. But that one's going to be 50 into their half. Now it's Moxin up, trying to end the series. Can't get the shot that he was looking for. But Venom still has so much work to be done. That one will be popped back, and there's no one challenging the ball from Venom. You have to be all over this. You're running out of time, and now they almost officially have only one more chance. RL Aspect tries to shut it down, but gets beat out. That ball's going to go off the side. Milk can't make it there, and Venom remains scoreless in Game 5. Dissolved takes the series, and what a way to turn it around from those games in the middle. It really looked like Venom had control of the series, but Dissolve stayed steady and managed to pull out a nice victory.
Yeah, you can see why I was dogging on them so much because they have so much potential when they really just get things rolling and start to click together. I mean, game 4 and 5, you saw that as a 4-0 win, and was it a 1-0 win? So both of those last 2 games are very convincing. And Venom's not some nobody. That is a top tier opponent. I mean, as you said, an opponent that's pretty much on the verge of locking playoffs right now. But with that loss, Assassins, that is a crucial game to win for Assassins because with Venom dropping this one, that just shakes up the division so much. And if you're a Dissolved, you are so happy to have that win because it was starting to look grim for a minute there. But they do turn it around and take a win, and a much needed win.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll look great for the standings of Dissolved now. Trying to finish off this season strong. Only 3 games to go, and they're looking like they're poised to take a nice playoff spot. Um, Venom, on the other hand, definitely not out of it by any means. If they can get some nice wins in the latter end of this season, they will be in a good spot themselves as well. But a tough loss, definitely. It's never easy to come back to Rocket League after a long break, especially such as the one we just had. So can't blame it too much on them. Hard to come back after that, and they still played a great series, taking it to Game 5. Just weren't able to convert once they had the advantage. Either way, thanks again to both of the teams. It was a great matchup, and hopefully we can keep it going for the third matchup of the stream. I would like to see another Game 5, so if you guys can write that into the script. Maybe it's a little too predictable. but who knows what we'll get. Either way, we will be right back after just a short break with the last matchup. Are a little bit behind schedule, so we'll get this one going. Thanks for casting with me, Magic. It's been a pleasure as always. And we'll see you guys right after this short break.